Hello. So I know nothing about this game. I know it's highly recommended, and I've heard comparisons to games like Outer Wilds and Return of the Obra Dinn, which I'm a massive fan of both of those games. But otherwise, I'm just trying to actually rack my brain. Like, I saw like one screenshot, maybe. I can see it's got like a vaguely. It's not hand drawn, but it's got kind of like an edge detection kind of sketch kind of look. Otherwise, I know nothing about it at all. This is a game that's been on my radar for a while, and so I was always going to play it anyway. But also, since as of this recording, the game just released like last night, I think, it makes sense to play this game early so that I can watch other people and not worry about spoilers so much. So anyway, let's get started. The only thing I did before starting the stream was just glance through the settings, and this game immediately gets like 10 bonus points because it starts its master volume slider at 70%, which is what every single game should do. And then otherwise, there's not much to speak of as far as, graphics. I don't like to mess with control settings or anything until I, play the game. Might as well stick with the defaults. It's like I've got some cat aggro. Hi, Pixel. All right, here we go. I'm very excited, and I'm really not sure what to expect at all.
I, Herbert S. Sinclair of the Mount Holly Estate at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew, Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Herbert S. Sinclair.
I'm having some thoughts here. Color me intrigued. Okay. Okay, now I have control. So, I don't know if there's some time element. I mean, the fact that it said day 1 and it said that I have to discover the 46th room in a timely manner and not just discover it at all. Like, I don't see, a ticking clock, although I wouldn't expect to see one at the very beginning of the game. I guess there's not much else to say. I mean, that cutscene spelled out pretty clearly what my goal is. The game wants me to go forward, so obviously the first thing I'm going to do is head outside. There's a sprint button. There is no jump button. If I have an inventory, I don't know how to access it. I've tried, I and E and some common buttons. Room directory. Okay, I'm not going to check any of that yet. Game's pretty. Oh, I can actually... No, well, I will be able to go through here. I was going to say, like... I'm accustomed in most games for these kinds of little walls and stuff to basically just be hard walls that are just, set dressing. I did notice that that building, or this mountain, looks kind of like a... Doesn't that kind of look like a tower? Like, that doesn't look like a normal mountain. The other ones do. Is that time relevant? I know that this is a puzzle game, so my brain is just trying to, like, absorb as much detail as I can. What is that, 8:15? Maybe I should stop being snarky and just go through the house like I'm supposed to. Although, I mean, it left the door open, so obviously... Oh, that's pretty. Oh, look, there's like rooms down there. Some kind of hallway? How far is it going to let me go before I go forward? Because right now, literally all I have to go off of... I was going to try to push this, see if there's any physics. So far, literally all I have to go off of is find room 46. I don't see anything out here. I wouldn't have expected to find anything out here yet. But, I gotta try. I really do like the art style. It's pretty. Let's... I might as well finish my outdoor tour. Private drive. Do I have feet? Excuse me, buddy. Got just a little bit of cat aggro here. Give me 1 sec. Was that? It looked like lava for a second, so I'm guessing I can't open this. Not yet, anyway. Man, people have just been raving about this game, though. Like, there's... I'll finish that thought later. The campsite. Due to the rules set forth in your great-uncle's will, you are not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable off-site sleeping quarters. You may call it a day at any time from the blueprint menu. Blueprint menu, okay. This can be accessed after picking up the blueprint in the entrance hall. Okay, so I'll end up going through the entrance hall in a second. Uh-oh. There's codes. What's that, an apple orchard? Yep, okay. Okay, let me do what I was supposed to do at the beginning and go into the house. After I check this. I read briefly that this game took 8 years to make. And by read, I mean that I saw a headline mentioning this developer's 8-year journey to make the game. I didn't actually read the article, of course. This is a game that I know that at least some industry folks have had access to it for a while. I don't know if they were like playtesters or whatnot, but as I said, this game's been on my radar for a minute. Bird statues, canes, a letter, and a blueprint. Only open in the event of my death. Okay, you're dead. Excuse me. Rank 1. Simon, welcome to Mount Holly. You may not remember, but I have fond memories of your many visits here as a young boy, and I hope these rooms provide you with as much amusement as it did in those lost summer days. By the time you read this, I will assume you are fully aware of my last wishes and all the details of the bequest. Please do not mistake my intentions in giving you this challenge as a lack of confidence. I assure you, nothing could have been further from my mind when I chose you as my heir. With that said, there are a few ground rules of this commission covered in the fine print of my will that I feel I should bring to your attention. No tools or items may be brought onto the estate from the outside. I guess besides my camping gear. Tools and items found on the estate may not be taken off the estate, and you may not stay overnight. Is it haunted or something? I don't suspect that any of these stipulations should prove an impediment for someone as resourceful as yourself, but it is very important to me that you start fresh each morning and not rely on the successes of the previous day. One final word of advice, do not assume the rooms you find today will be the same rooms you find tomorrow. Huh? These grounds have provided me a home for the last half-century, and even I am uncertain of which room lies beyond any particular door. Your grandmother used to say, don't go where the path leads, abandon the path, and go where you want it to lead. With all my love and best wishes, best of luck, Herbert S. Sinclair. And then the blueprint. The Mount Holly blueprint. This will serve as a useful map and inventory log during your adventure. Okay, here we go. Is this going to get non-Euclidean then? Okay, so here's the antechamber. That's where... No, this is the entrance hall. Past the steps and beyond the grand doors, admission to Mount Holly is granted by way of a dark and garish lobby, suitably called the entrance hall. From here, each guest's adventure begins. However, the 3 doors that proceed onward do not always lead to the same adjoining rooms. Type permanent? Oh my god. Rarity? Why does a room have a rarity? What the heck? Oh, this is cool. I think the audio's okay. It's pretty quiet right now. Turned it up just a touch. Okay, of course I don't know what these rooms are. So I wonder if this means that, like, the rooms by number will be consistent, but their placement won't be. I'm also thinking that because I'm on day 1, I wonder if it's actual RNG in, like, the video game sense, or whether it's, you know, there's some time-based logic to it. I don't have these green rooms, shops, red rooms. What about this? Antechamber. From its root meaning the room before, all signs and paths point toward the antechamber. This mysterious sealed room resting on the 9th rank, maybe that means floor, may prove, however, quite an initial challenge to even reach, let alone enter. Still, you can't help but draw a connection between this chamber and room 46. Type blueprint objective. Type blueprint. So we have permanent and blueprint. Oh, interesting. I certainly don't want to call it a day. I see 44. What does that mean? Steps. Represent how much energy you have left for exploring. Each time you enter a room, you will lose 1 foot. When you no longer have any feet left, you must call it a day. Okay. So I have 44 doors I can go through. See, I know that this is a puzzle game, so I doubt these are random paintings. Queen of Diamonds, Ace of... something. Spades. That's not the same time as out here. Oh, no, it's not real time. So that is the same, but does that mean... Oh, that's just time, obviously. It's just time passing faster in the game than in real life, of course. Okay, what's this? Searching the estate can be exhausting. Each time you enter a room, you will lose, etc. Okay, so I just read this. Is there anything else in here worth noting? I can't interact with the statues. I guess I just pick a door, right? What the hell? When select a room to draft, closet, hallway. I'm kind of curious about items, so I'm gonna hit closet. Weird. Okay. What do we have here? A key card? An electronic key card. I wouldn't have expected an electronic key card in this manner, since it seems pretty old-timey, right? I mean, this is 1993, and if you spent 50 years here, that means, I mean, Herbert may not have built the mansion, but it's been around for quite a while. Opens electronically powered security doors. I also see Holly 57188. I don't know if that means anything. Mount Holly. And then, what is this? A die? A single ivory die. While drafting, you may use that to roll new floor plans. I was not... I don't know if this is roguelike in any fashion. I kind of hope not. I don't see anything else in this closet. Okay. I guess let's go over here then. Den, spare room, bedroom. Whenever you enter this room, gain 2. Let's go to the den and I get a diamond out of it. Well, this is a cozy room. Damn. I'm assuming this is... Yeah, I see the time moving there. So there's a picture of a crowbar and like a prayer beads, like rosary beads, I think. So the clocks appear consistent, so if there is some time warp shenanigans happening within the house, so far I haven't noticed that. Obviously there's spatial shenanigans going on. I got a gem. Okay, I can't read the books. I don't see a way to light the fires or anything. I could go and look at every single tiny little thing. I don't think there's anything else to interact with here right now. Parlor, lavatory, storeroom. Storeroom has a lot of stuff in it. Let's hit the parlor door. Parlor, though. Ooh, a lot of stuff in here. There's Herbert. Hi, Herbert. What is this? A rather curious wind-up key, a component of the parlor game. Okay. May the 2nd. This is Mr. Lowry writing this. Dear Herbert, it was a great honor receiving the invitation to dine at your estate with the Oldhams this past Thursday. If I'm being frank, it had been quite a while since we had been seen in decent society, and we were beginning to worry that my wife's wit had lost its charm. I have no delusions that my company is rival to hers. If I can refresh your memory, we both spent much of that evening discussing our mutual love of games and puzzles, and I had mentioned to you a rather singular parlor game I had played some years back involving 3 boxes of different colors. You had pressed me to write with the particulars of this game when I found the time, and I have included with this letter all the details you will need to share with guests should you be inclined to play this confounding game. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. Okay. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. Only one box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. So it doesn't say... So the usual form of this riddle is one man always tells the truth, one man always lies, etc. This says at least one box displays only true statements, at least one box only false statements, and only one box has a prize and the other 2 are empty. And I'm assuming that wind-up key I just got opens it. Wanted to check something here. Yeah, so I see. So even though I'm basically non-Euclidean spawning these rooms into existence, there is still a grid to it. So to even get to the antechamber, I would have to build my way up. I see that now. Wind-up key and key card. So what do we have? Only one of these. I'm assuming I can only open one of these. It says, there are 3 boxes in this room. It says at least one will always tell the truth. At least one will always... It's just always lie, right? Well, always false. And then only one box has a prize within. So this one's saying there are 3 boxes in this room. I mean, how literally am I meant to take that? There are obviously 3 boxes. I see some puzzles and stuff back there. And a chess piece? I don't immediately see anything else in this room that could reasonably be considered a box. Like, that's not a box, that's like a dresser. That's box shaped, but no one would call that thing a box. So I'm going to say that this one's telling the truth. You know, because it could be a lie if there were like 4 boxes somewhere else. So this qualifies at least one telling the truth. 2 boxes in this room are empty. That's true. Right? Because it says only 1 box has a prize within, the other 2 are always empty. So if there's only 3 boxes, and 2 boxes in this room are empty, then that's a true statement. Well, what does this one say? This box is one of the 2 empty boxes. Okay. Okay. Let's calm down. There are 3 boxes in this room. That's a true statement. I don't, again, see any way that that could be contrived to be untrue. Also, I can't spend the night here, so I don't know if the time there matters. Because, like, time is passing, and presumably it'll get dark. So I guess maybe I'm in a real-time clock here, too. So this one tells the truth. That means that one of these 2 is lying. 2 boxes in this room are empty. That's also true. So this one's saying this box is one of the 2 empty boxes, has to be the one that's lying. Right? Because if this one, at least one is true, and if these 2 are both true... Music got quieter. That has me worried. Maybe it's because it's getting late? Is it getting... What counts as late in this game? I should say that if the stream is very quiet, there's almost no noise in game. There's some, you know, very soft footstep sounds. So this box is one of the 2 empty boxes, has to be a lie. Which means that this one has it. Yeah. I think I was overthinking that. I think I just got too paranoid about it. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about getting to the antechamber right now. I get a key if I go to the nook. Ooh, this is a nook. I would describe this as a nook. This is a cozy-ass nook. I get a key. I have 1 key, I have a die, and I have a key card. There's a jukebox here. I wonder if all these pictures are going to come in. I can't imagine that these pictures are random. That's a picture of the blueprint. How interesting that this is the actual room that I'm in right now. This looks like gibberish to me. That would be the antechamber, and this would be the entrance hall. I see some other symbols on it. I'm not going to read too much into this right now because obviously I'm just getting started. I don't really know enough. I don't see any way to interact with anything else here. What's this? A journey noteworthy. As you continue on your adventure, you may want to consider getting something to scribble down your notes and observations. A pad, scrap of paper, or perhaps most fittingly a journal will prove to be an invaluable tool you will not regret having beside you on your journey. This is another thing I had heard, that this is a note-taking kind of game. For now, I may live to eat these words. For now, I'm not going to, because it's all very fresh in my mind. Obviously, that will not remain as true. But for now, I'm going to not physically grab a notebook. Okay. The other thing I'm wondering is if I can make the same kind of room multiple times. Like, because so far... Oh, I see. I can see the doors, too. So I'm going to go through the spare room. Partially being painted. There's paint roller and stuff. There might just be nothing in here. Okay, let's go this way. I need to go left right now if I want to go towards the antechamber, although I also said I'm not going to worry about that too much right now. Corridor is always left unlocked. Does that mean that other rooms do lock? Let's just get a guest bedroom and get plus 10 steps. I see a bridge. I see a bride. I am really starting to appreciate over time how much I just love intrigue in my games. It is such a stupidly powerful motivator for me, and many people, obviously. But it's like some of my favorite games in recent years. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Outer Wilds, Obra Dinn, etc. Sinclair, just wanted to write you a quick note thanking you for the weekend. I had a thrilling time on the hunt with Lord Evanson, whose particular personality somewhat made up for your own absence. I wonder if these names are important. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in your house. I was beginning to suspect you retired the floor plan. It was well worth the wait, though, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciate that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Hoping your health improves shortly. So this is from Lord Evanson. Describing the billiard game. I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play that variation. Okay. So this gave me plus 10. It says rank 2. Oh, rank 2 just means I'm like on the second layer. So that's just like a shorthand for how far I'm at. I think I bricked myself. You see this? See how I think I definitely bricked myself. Okay. How much of a problem is that? I also don't know what these gems do. I can't close the doors. This is boarded off because I built something over there. It doesn't appear to be getting darker outside, so I don't know why there's clocks. Yeah, I think I definitely bricked myself. Okay, well then, let's rest. Tomorrow you will awake to find the rooms of the estate as well as your current inventory have been reset. Yeah, let's do it. I would walk there, but I've already explored outside, so it makes more sense to just do this now. Mount Hollow, cramped bungalow, total rooms 8. Rank reached 1. No, I reached rank 2. Steps taken 25, items found 2. No, I reached rank 2 though. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 5 is 45 and 46 rooms. So I guess if it starts at 0, then I reached rank 0, but it said I was at rank 2. Okay, I'm not sure why it says I only reached rank 1. I'm also just... This isn't just a normal reset, because it's going to say day 2. So I don't know how the days factor into any of this. Interesting, I start with 50 steps now, too. Was that preserved from the previous day? I guess I wasn't actually paying attention. Let me just start by going up this time. But I don't want to... None of these have doors in the right direction. Let's grab a chapel. Whenever you enter a chapel, lose... I don't think I have a money. I'm going to do this because I'm curious what happens when I lose a money and I don't have one. It says whenever you enter a chapel, so that implies that if I go back and forth, I'll lose money too. I'm assuming that that symbol means money. I see some numbers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Appears to be a chef, a gardener, like a jockey, I guess. What is that, a chimney sweep? That's a gardener, so that's like that's a farmer, that's a gardener. Oh, and then up there, 7 is a knight. Or a queen. And then that's I think a maid. I can't light these candles, at least that I'm aware of. Okay, well let's just head this way then. This turns me the wrong way, getting to the parlor. Closet doesn't make sense to put here, so let's put a hallway in. Oh, hello. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. What? Okay, I'm starting to see why this game recommended that I write things down. I'm still not going to yet, even as I say that. But I can see why. See, this is 4 of diamonds, if I'm meant to interpret this as a card. Spiral staircase. Doors in the west wing. Does that mean that I'm just going to go out the... I don't know if west wing means west side of the building or like the westward facing door. This nook faces me up if I do this. So let's do the nook. And I guess the key will unlock that. Are these the same pictures as last time? That's a plan. These are the same pictures. How interesting. I also happened to have a nook here last time. I didn't have to put a nook here, but it strikes me as maybe not being a coincidence that I got the option for a nook here the second time. And it looks like these little messages are the same every time too. Let's head up. The spare room. I'm going to go spare room because I can just go straight through. Maybe I'll just gun for the antechamber this time. Here I am in rank 3. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. I'm going to do bedroom because that kind of brings me back towards the middle, and I think that's where I want to be. What do we have? This is a new room. I mean, most of these rooms are going to be new for me. Readings from Reddington. Where the hell is Reddington? Can I flip this over or something? Okay, there's a gem. A hand pointing down. This I've seen before, the Queen of Diamonds. Although it wasn't in this room. There's a lady. What's noteworthy about this? Please don't jump scare me. This appears to be the most noteworthy part of this. I don't see any, like, distinguishing patterns on the... I mean, there's some patterns here, but nothing that jumps out as, like, a notable shape. A hat. A magic hat. A car. This whole playthrough is just going to be me just, like, stating off things that I know what they are. Oh, look. A paper crane. Oh, look. Another pawn, but this one's white. Well, I'm making progress. Corridor is always left unlocked. Okay, let's head through the corridor. Is that like a cot? Not a cot. Can't quite tell what that is. This is not the same corridor as last time. The last one had like a message in it, I think. And this one has some new paintings. Okay, well, drawings, not paintings. The den, for sure. That gives me a lot of options up here. That's really good, actually. I assume that's really good. I don't know what is and isn't good in this game. We have different paintings. A theater. Okay. I have grabbed gems that are different colors, but they seem to just go into the same pool. So the color of gem may or may not matter. Some symbols on the clock too. That's like a... For a second that looked like a Roman numeral, but it's not. It's arrows. And it's not on all the clocks? Well, I guess for the time being I'll just continue gunning for the antechamber. Why was this locked? I guess maybe there's like a chance of rooms being locked. Gem requirement. View inventory of all current items currently in the house. Seems pretty solid. Do I have the gems for it? this is ominous. Holy cow. But I haven't seen like any of these rooms yet. Cool. That was a very ominous cutscene. What do we have? Reels of tape? Coffee in a microwave? This is just not the kind of stuff I would expect to see in this ancient Victorian manor. What do we have? Staff notice. Effective the first week of December, payroll for all live-out and seasonal staff will be managed electronically. As your attendance will no longer be registered at morning roll call, it is doubly important that you do not fail to clock in and out at one of the electronic computer terminals on the estate. 2 of these terminals can be found at security, where the punch clock used to be, and in the laboratory. Any questions or concerns regarding this process should be directed, as always, to our house manager, Mrs. Babbage. Terminal password. That looks like an S, but I can't really make out anything else with any confidence. Okay. I'm going to say this over and over again, probably. I cannot imagine that these drawings are random. I see more arrows here. What are these? Until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Okay. Keycard, access, security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate will also be more likely to be locked as you progress north. Okay. So I don't have a key card right now, but if I can spawn a closet, I can get one if you always get a key card from a closet, which you may not. Okay, what do we have here? There's camera tapes, there's coffee. Keyboards, what's the note? Blue, ooh. And look, a little crown looking thing. Blue memos true, red memos lies. Unless written by... I can't tell what that says. Red memos equals lies unless written by someone? Okay. What am I looking at? Oh, that's cool. I actually move on the monitor there. That's neat. So this shows the location of all the items. God, look, there's like treasure vaults. There's a what appears to be some kind of music room. That looks like a child's bedroom with a crib there. I've been there. That's the nook. Okay, can I type in? I can't type in here. I can type in here. Welcome to Mount Holly Security. Press enter. Oh goodness, okay. View estate inventory. The following is a detailed list of items currently in the house that have yet to be collected. This list will be updated as new rooms are added. Okay. That tracks. Main menu. So how did Herbert build this weirdo magical house? Keycard system. Security doors are doors within the estate that can only be unlocked with an electronic keycard. The keycard system is currently operational, so that implies it can be non-operational. Keycard system settings. Set security level, change offline mode. The security level determines the amount of keycard security doors that will be deployed in your estate. E.g., you should expect to see 1 or 2 security doors with a low setting and 5 or 6 with a high setting. I mean, I want it to be low, right? I don't want very many of them, I would think. What's offline mode? This mode determines the default setting the security doors will be set to if power is lost during a blackout, for example. Uh-oh. Is this going to become a horror game? As a general safety rule, offline mode should be set to unlocked if any staff are working on the estate. Determines the default setting the security doors. So I should unlock this so that if power goes out, they open, I guess. Log into network terminal password. I don't know. Admin. Their penalty for multiple wrong guesses. I'm not gonna. I could put in some more mean passwords. I'm not gonna bother. I obviously don't know it. I don't see anything super notable on these tapes yet, and I can't pick them up, so... I'm seeing all these chess pieces, too. Like, I've seen 2 different pawns at least, probably more than that. There's a knight. I don't have any key cards. Let's see what this opens. Breaker box. Okay, so that could be useful, I guess, if the power goes out. I think I want the drawing room. It says gem requirement. But I have a gem, so that's fine. Right? Damn, look at this place. This is pretty. Someone's practicing their drawing. What do we have here? Drawing floor plans. Each time you click on a door, you will draw 3 floor plans from which you can select one to draft. However, there are some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw if you do not like your initial 3 options. Okay. I don't see any other items in this room. I kind of want to, like, backtrack for a second here and see if I can spawn a closet, because I bet I'm going to need key cards and stuff. There's some stonks, some coal. What's with all the arrows everywhere? I bet that's going to end up being some clue as to... Okay, so much for that. But I don't want to waste my up, so let me... Is there going to be, like, another cost if I come back in here? Because initially it said there was a gem cost. Pantry gets me 4 of those. A commissary. Items for sale. I don't have any money. Or a storeroom. Oh, that's nice. It shows this. See, I guess my drawing room... I have a way up, so let me just go ahead and do this so I get some resources. A coin. A key. Okay, so the same thing kind of happens for keys. I pointed out a second ago how multicolored gems seem to go into the same pool of gems, and I think that's true for keys, because that gold key was different from the other key I got. One of the floorboards sounded kind of hollow, but I think it was nothing. More chess pieces, more globes. There's a horsey. Okay, I'm just gonna go north then, right? Oh, I see, I can redraw. I think a parlor's fine. As long as it isn't something that walls me off. I want to reach the antechamber. Oh, here's this again. I'm assuming this is the same parlor game. It's not gonna like change the rules. Always be at least, yeah, okay, so same rules. So, what do we have? The black box contains gems. I have no way to know whether that's true. This box and the blue box are empty. That may or may not be true. All 3 boxes are empty. That's a lie. I know that at least one of them has something, so this one is definitely a lie. That means that at least one of these 2 is telling the truth. Right? All 3 boxes can't be empty. So saying... Let's see. So if this box and the blue box are empty, then this one would be telling the truth. And then this one could also be telling the truth. That the black box has gems. That would mean that this is lying, because they're not all empty. And for this one to be telling you the truth means it would be non-empty, means this one must also be telling you the truth, so it's this one. Right? Yay! Give me those gems. Alright, let's head this way. Okay. I may need to backtrack and get more. So I don't want to put a closet here. The courtyard I could go across. So that could work. I don't really want to cut myself off here, so let's do a courtyard. Oh, cool! I can actually look up here. I guess that would make sense since it's a courtyard. Okay, so that's nothing back there now. Again, I might have to backtrack and build some new rooms for myself. What's in the box? The trunk is locked. I don't have any keys. Let's just see what I can do here. Okay, I need to go back. I need more resources. This is locked, right? Yeah, okay. So... Still not totally sure how to use this effectively. Oh, I didn't notice these before. Okay, I wasn't sure if that would click and do anything useful. It did not. Okay, exit. Get me out of here. I would like to not go back into the chapel, but that's pretty far down. So let's go see what this is. See if I can't build myself a closet or something. That has a breaker box. This gives me a lot more steps, which is not useful if I don't have more stuff to build. The kitchen there will... That could be useful. I only have 1 coin. Also, I just kind of want to see the rooms, you know? Various kitchen items. Red, blue. God, what are these drawings? Mount Holly kitchen menu. Banana club sandwich tomato soup. Today's main course, porterhouse steak. The main course is served only in the dining room. Well, I don't have enough money for these. I only have 1 coin. So what's in here? Observatory 1 star. What's a star? Oh, that looks like the symbol on the drawing before that had 4 of them. For each time you've drafted observatory. I guess presumably that means like this run of it. But that's also gonna... Let me not put this here yet. I'm just gonna see what's in the lavatory. I'm curious. I mean, I guess I knew what was gonna be in the lavatory, but you never know. HSS. Hi, I don't see anything useful in here. So that's kind of another curiosity of mine, is there are some of these rooms that at least apparently have no purpose at all. So it's like, why would I want to do this? I guess I wouldn't. I need more stuff. I need to backtrack a little bit. Or a lot, actually. Still don't know what's up with that. Welcome to Reddington. Maybe the fact that it's red and it's called Reddington indicates a lie of some kind. I don't know what it would be lying about. Maybe it's called Bluington. I don't want to go back into the chapel because that's going to eat my money. But I want to see if I can spawn a closet here. Actually, a pantry would work fine. Let's do a pantry. That gets me some money. That also lets me buy food if I care about such a thing. Oh, that gets me some steps. Okay. Bridget, please pick up some more fruit before Friday, as we have just been informed that we may have an extra guest exploring the house next week. 50 steps should be more than enough, so I think an even spread would be ideal. 5 apples, 5 bananas, 5 oranges. The enclosed amount should cover expenses, but please bring back any change from the order and leave it in the pantry. I wonder if that indicates that that's the amount of food that exists. There aren't that many rooms. Maybe there are. Can I spin the spinny thing? Can I set the dial? No. Okay, I made it back here. That's good. I think that's good. Because now I'm back on rank 1. I can hopefully head around here. Gather some resources. Dining room. Each day a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. I'm going to do this not for the dining room, but for the entrances that it affords me. Okay. Still wondering why the game told me to have a pencil and paper. I think I need to get to the antechamber and more will reveal itself. Guest bedroom plus 10. This counts as 2 bedrooms. So I think there's going to be something to do with like the number of rooms I've built. What's in the boudoir? Picture? Okay, what am I looking at? What esoteric details are going to be important? There's a safe. Good Christmas present every kid will love. There's a mannequin with a Santa hat. I don't see any reflection in the mirror of note. Okay, fair enough. Ballerina. Okay, and up we go. Darkroom. You cannot see the floor plans while drafting in this room. The commissary has items for sale. Let's do... I'm just curious. The darkroom sounds... Yep. I guess if there's a breaker, maybe I could turn it back on here. See if there's anything. I thought it was going to like power down everywhere, which maybe it does. Right, maybe I... Well, no, because that I was going to say maybe I can see in that room because there's windows, but there's a lamp that's on. Okay, let's just go up. Oh. Okay, this one. That's actually fine that I got this. Same notes, the billiard room it was beginning to suspect. I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles and appreciate that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play this variation. And a key. Well, now I can progress if I work my way all the way back around. There's going to be some connection here. Maybe, I wonder if I turn the power back on, whether I could see what's in these blanks. Fuck it, honestly. I'd kind of rather just look. So I think this might be the... There's an arcade machine? What am I looking at? This I've already read. And the terminal password, as before, it appears to be the same. Starts with an S, and I can't really make out the rest. Not with any confidence, anyway. The commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. It's so weird. It's like... With who? With bathtub? Without you become a bat? I definitely understand that. Annual Maids Day sale, 2 days only, all items up to 50% off, all staff welcome, day 20 and 21. So day 20 and 21, it's off by half. But day 12 to 16, the commissary is closed. How many days is this going to take me, I wonder? Dirigiblocks? Fancy art. I can't put any money in there. I can't, like, crouch or anything. I thought I could put a coin in there to play. Can I buy something? For sale today. Gem, salt shaker, sledgehammer. That sounds useful. Metal detector. Maybe I should save up, but there's going to be a... I lose my items every day anyway, and there's going to be a sale on some later days, so... I'm just going to back out. I'm not sure what in the world to actually get here. Okay. Locksmith could be useful. Maid's chamber is less likely to find items laying around in your house. See, but like this will eat that entrance. The closet will get me 2 items. I kind of want more keys, so let's hit up... Well, let's do closet because I might get a key card out of it. Okay, so that confirms that question of what items are actually in here. A black silk sleep mask. The first time you enter each bedroom with the sleep mask, gain 5. Okay. Well, I kind of wanted a key card. I got nothing in terms of keys out of that. But I'm also beginning to suspect that I do definitely carry my steps between days. Oh my god. I didn't realize I was losing steps. I thought that was only for room construction. I lose steps for backtracking too. Oh shit. Okay, that changes things. I didn't notice that before. And I built a very suboptimal layout for me to get back. So why did I get 2 more there, even though I've already... Whenever you enter this room. So I can just farm it? No, I can't. I see. Because it takes 2, so it just cancels out. Alright, so that's not an infinite farm. But it means that if I put that on a common path, that I could save myself some steps. I don't know what the admin password is yet. I'm quickly running through all my steps. I wonder if I run through all my steps whether I'm just donezo. I only have 1 key and I need to go... Oh wait, no, I already went up. I'm going to do this because I'm just really curious. This may be a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake. I've made a huge mistake. So here's the problem. This is locked. For me to backtrack, I think this is locked too. So I would have to backtrack a super fucking long way. Actually, I can't make anything else. I think I'm done. Because I'm locked there, and this is locked. I'm going to call it a day. I have 25 steps. Yeah. God, I didn't know this is the kind of game where I was going to have to think. Mount Holly, mid-sized villa, total rooms 23, rank reached 6, steps taken 59, items found 1, new rooms 15. Why does it say items found 1? I found more than 1 item. Or I guess, no it doesn't. I found resources. The item was the mask that I got. Okay. God, how the hell do I get to the 46th room? How do I even get to the antechamber? There's also some more stuff outside that I haven't been able to explore, like there's that gate that won't open. Okay, so I restart with 50 steps. That's something I was worried about. I thought that I was going to have to carry them among days. And so I would have to be like really careful within each individual day, but that does not appear to be the case. Okay, well, let's just start here, I guess. A nook gets me a key. Let's do bedroom here. Because then I can maintain my steps as I go through. This brings me the wrong way. Never mind. Back out. Oh. You have to pick one. Okay, so I can't test it out. That makes sense. As I say that makes perfect sense. If I get this, then I'm gonna have to... I've kind of wasted my bedroom here. So maybe it makes more sense to do a hallway. If I have to backtrack. This was without, this is with. Whatever that means exactly. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. So that means if I stay on the east wing, they're less likely to be locked. So, logic. Let's just make a corridor, and the rooms are never locked in a corridor. Cool picture of a lock. Cool picture of a clock. I'm just barreling through the ranks here. And I'm dead-ended. Wow. Wow, I fucked myself over here. Okay, well, I might as well get some resources for my trouble. I'm doing fine on steps. There's that. Here's a key and a gem. Okay. Well, time to backtrack. I really screwed the pooch on that one, didn't I? So here in the corner, I feel like I might as well kind of do a closet and just close it off and head up the other way. Because I would need a very specific set of rooms to be able to progress up the other side anyway. So yeah, I'm going to burn the closet here. I get a key, and I get... What else do I get? A shovel. What does the shovel do for me? Looks like it could be useful for digging. Can I dig outside? This is the same. Greetings from Reddington. I'm not seeing anything new in these rooms compared to like the first iteration of them that I saw. So here, I do have that shovel. Let me head this way. Hey, Nico. No, it wasn't a dead end, but I would have been stuck on the far side. And then I would have had to have rooms that are able to progress straight up to continue advancing. At least that's my thinking on it right now. Nursery, whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5. But that would brick me right there, so that's a bad idea. The parlor makes sense here. Okay, parlor game. This box is the middle box. No, it isn't. That's a lie. So at least one of these two is telling the truth. The gems are in the middle box. It might be. This box is the middle box. So both of these are lying. That means this one's telling the truth. That means that's where it is. Give me my gems. I wonder where I use that shovel. So this would be a mistake, because that would brick me. So I can do either one. I want to see the billiard room, because I haven't seen that one yet. And I'm curious. And there's a game in here. Seen these pictures before. Okay. Alright, interesting. Can I click these? Oh, it's, okay. It's a... Is this... Trying to see if this is like changing the same way every time. Okay. One second. Let me read before I continue this. I see some... I guess this is just cluing you in that you're doing math if you didn't know that. Oh, I'll take an orange. Thank you very much. Thanks for the steps, bro. I can't seem to interact with any of the pool cues or the billiard balls. There are numbers on these, which, I mean, makes sense. It's a billiard ball. I don't know whether that's applicable to this. There was that note as well. It kind of mentioned having, like, special rules, I guess. Well, I guess let's try the obvious thing. Now, this is not me asking, so please don't tell me. But it's been a long time since I played actual darts. So, like, for the first few, like, I'm going to intentionally fuck this up. So for the first few, I assume it's just multiplied by 1. So that's, you know, makes this 14, and then 7 and 2 is 9. And then this would be 18 plus And I don't know, I assume this gets multiplied by 2. Again, don't tell me whether that's true. If that's true, then that's a number bigger than I can actually hit, so that doesn't make any sense anyway. So clearly just basic math doesn't give you the answer in this case. So what are the rules? I'm trying to remember what that note said. Good thing I didn't write it down, right? I wonder if it has to do with the numbers on the balls. Definitely have different colors, kind of like a orange, red. 15, 13. The cue ball's not going to have anything on it. I'm going to ignore this for now. Obviously, this is a puzzle. I'll come back and solve it another time. So I need a room that ramps to the right if I want to make any progress. And the den will do that. Excellent. 1 gem for me. Before I go forward, let's see what I can grab here. Some one-off makes sense here. I could get the guest bedroom, which is a pretty obvious bet, but I haven't seen the observatory, and I have enough steps right now, I think. So I'm going to try the observatory just because I'm curious what's in here. The fixed stars, the Stargazers's companion to constellations. 1809, okay. Preface, this book contains a complete star base, a list of constellations, and the observed effects that accompany the appearance of each one. Depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day, different constellations of various sizes may be visible, sometimes more than one on a single day. This book, a solid base for astronomy, will help you easily identify these constellations, impress your friends, and discover the joy of stargazing. Okay. Cool. Okay, so North Star +1 gold. The twins, 2 trunks have been added to the entrance hall, so doing these will affect the rooms. Cool. The slice, 3 steps. So it looks like these are just based on numbers. Diamondus Minor gets me a gem. The Southern Cross rooms with 4 doors are more common today. God, this is not what I expected this game to be. I don't know what I expected it to be. Clavis the Key gets me a key. Farmer's Apple. Apples are extra delicious today. Diamondus Major +5 gem. Draxus the Dead. Dead-to-end rooms are more common today, so that seems like a bad idea. My god, these are complicated. The sale, everything is 50% off. Florealis. Bloom of the Sky. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers today. Wild. Maybe I just start with the simple ones and just try to do like some trunks and some of these. This is really cool. I actually do have a key. Okay. What's in the chest? So much cash. I'm rich. Too bad it's not sale day. I'm seeing some routes here. Okay. I can spin that. I've got some mountains or something. Okay, let me actually try to look through this. Oh, I see. Let me spin this over. More than that. I can't spin it more than that. Oh, of course I can't. I need to go up here first? Question mark, I think. Right, I'm smacking into the thing. Of course I can't do it. No. I want to go the other way with it. I want to go up more. There we go. Now, let me spin it again. Okay, and now I can actually look outside. So this is just one, though. Before I... Constellation effects only trigger when clicked on. Yet, before I click that, it says depending on the number of stars that can be seen in the sky on any given day. Okay. So for now, I can just see the one. So I need to just create it and get the North Star for one. I did it. Can I click on these? It would appear or not. Okay, well, I'll take a coin. I have 14 coins. That's not bad, or maybe it's terrible. There's no way to know. Right now, still, this is the only way forward right now. Let's do West Hall, because that gets me more entrances. Secret passage leads to a room of a color of your choice. I guess I haven't really been paying attention at all to room colors. I see some of these orange ones. I see plenty of blue rooms, purple rooms. I mean, for now, I'll just stick with my gut and give myself more entrances so I don't brick myself today. Staff notice June 15th, 1983. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask the staff members refrain from drafting them during this period of mourning. What? The West Wing will be closed. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask the staff members refrain. I still don't know which floor plans are associated with wings. I'm assuming that's something that I'll piece together. Select a room to draft the courtyard, which has one entrance blocked off, but it has another heading up, so let's just do the courtyard. I don't have a key card for electronic doors. There's a... Oh, here's a sledgehammer. A heavy sledgehammer can shatter padlocks on locked trunks. Sweet. So I guess that's like a key substitute, or at least a key substitute in that specific instance. Still no locks yet. I think I'm leaning nursery. I kind of have plenty of steps though. Because right now my only way to continue forward is through this spot to the left of this one I'm about to place. And I can access that from the West Hall or the Nook, and in either case I need it to head up, so I guess I'll just do pantry, get some money. Okay. Moment of truth. What am I going to get here? Alright, I got a kitchen. Green rooms do not cost money to draft. Do they normally cost money to draft? I mean, I'm going to do the kitchen, right? Because that's the only thing that gets me anywhere. Oh, also I have the thing for digging. I haven't tried using my shovel yet. But here we are in the kitchen. I can buy some stuff here with my money. I might as well. I have plenty of it. Club sandwich, +10 and add morning room to today's draft pool. That sounds interesting. Let's do that. Main course, beef stew pie, country stew pie, boiled chuck stew layered and then baked to perfection, topped with a mashed potato Parmesan cheese crust, 20 steps plus an additional 10 if you have a boiler room. I don't have a boiler room. Let me hold on to my money for now. That's enough of that. I haven't really seen anything of note outside yet. At least, I should rephrase that. From inside the house, I haven't seen like a new vantage point on the outside. That's something new. When I did venture outside at the start of the game, I did notice a few cool things. I can't like interact with the oven, right? No. God, it makes me want to cook something. Okay, let's use a key. I gotta go patio. Spread money in each green room. I haven't spent much time with green rooms yet. I'm doing this just because I have to continue moving forward. This is cozy. Nice hanging plants. Here we go, I have a shovel. Occasionally, you may discover small amounts of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With a shovel, one may be able to excavate these suspicious dig spots. I have a shovel. Is there a suspicious... That's a suspicious dig spot, okay. Anything else here? Not immediately. Okay. I hope it's not one-time use. You dug up, nothing of interest is buried there, okay. Fair enough. What about this one? A worthless old shoe not worth picking up, and yet... Did I pick it up? No, okay. Well, that was a bit of a disappointment, wasn't it? And I can't put anything back in the hole right now. So this is good. If I can get a decent room here, I could open back up the map a little bit. I'm going to have to do a hell of a backtrack, potentially. Although there's not really anything for me to backtrack to, is there? In my current map. So the commissary gets me up. What worries me is that if this is locked, then I'm screwed. But I guess that's true here as well. I'm going to do the spare room because... Oh, but this has items for sale too, though. So actually, no, I'm going to do the commissary. It's not going to be 50% off right now. Still don't know what to make of this. These are different pictures than the last one that said with and without. Still don't know the terminal password. And I need to see if I can... Let me see. Well, I guess I can try to build it. Maybe locked. Excuse me, Pixel. Yeah, okay. So let me see if I can buy a key for exactly 10. I can. What's an upgrade disc? I don't know what that is, but I need a key. Okay, I'm trudging along, somehow keeping this alive. I have to do spare. I think it's going to be locked. But I mean, what am I to do? Yep, okay, so that does it. Man, this is tough to even get to the antechamber. It's pretty complicated. And I'm just looking back through everything. There are no... I think I walled myself off too quickly in a few of the rooms, unfortunately. I'm not seeing any way forward in any of those. I guess one thing I could do, just while I have it, I'm going to go through the rooms and see if there are any dirt mounds I missed. I don't think there are. It would have to be something outside, presumably, but... You know, I have the steps. They're going to refresh tomorrow anyway. I might as well spend the time. Oh, I missed that last time. Oh, see, here we go. I do have the darts. Oh, I got a key. I can continue. I do have the darts puzzle, but I don't know how to solve it, and I don't have... I'm just glancing through. On the current map, I don't believe I have the... There's a letter that describes the billiards puzzle, and I don't think it's any of these. If it is, then maybe I'll eat those words. For now, I'm going to go back and progress. I think this will be a new record for me. Actually, no, I got up to 7 last time. I've never been to rank 8. I don't have 2 gems. I only have 1 gem. Well, so none of these will get me anywhere. And since none of them will get me anywhere, I'm curious to see the breaker box. Oh, good gracious, this is a lot. Okay. Danger. Toggling of breaker switches may result in unexpected loss of floor plan functionality. Please call DC Power if you require assistance. Key card entry system. I can just turn that on or off. VAC indicators. Okay. And then we have the gymnasium, the dark room, the garage, and the cabinet, which doesn't have a switch. VAC indicators. I was curious if something else would show up here now that I activated those. But I think I'm in the same situation as I was before. Or right now, and I'm looking at the arrangement of pipes, see if that's anything. I'm going to yet again, I think I'm already screwed. There's no open entryways. But rather than just, yesterday I reset early because I didn't understand that my steps reset every day anyway. But since I have the spare steps, I might as well backtrack and see what I can find. West Wing Hall. Here's the billiard. Before I go into the billiard room... Actually, wait, no. There's not going to be anything in there for me right now. It's so interesting because right now my main objective is reach the antechamber. I mean, my main objective is reach room 46, but for now, getting to the antechamber would be really big. The note said something about not having to do math. But I did math for the first two. Anything behind the bar? Not that I can see. I can't interact with anything here. I'm going to go see if I can find the notes. I don't recall which room it was in. And it's not here. Whoops. It is back through the billiard room. Yeah, because that describes the parlor game. The bedroom is basically a safe room as far as your steps are concerned because it just restores them for you. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked, so... Again, as always, I'm not actually asking this rhetorical question. I'm wondering if this is always true, or whether it's the sort of thing where going forward I know that I can build a hallway if I want to in order to read that note to understand which side are less likely to be locked. Yeah, okay. I think it's time to reset, but before I do, I'm going to go outside, see if I can find a mound of dirt. Right? One might expect that there are mounds of dirt outside, which is where dirt usually lives. Still very curious what's out there. I don't think that the I think this is basically a solo game. I'd have to verify that. Would put this here and put an interactive gate that you can't get past, so presumably at some point I'll figure out how to get through there. This fountain seems rather suspicious. And I use my fucking sledgehammer on it. I guess the thing did say that in certain rooms you will find mounds of dirt. It didn't say you'll find them outside. I also can't imagine that reaching the antechamber is like, congratulations, you win. Right, there's going to be more to it than that. At least I assume there will be more to it. Oh, hello. I don't remember this last time. It probably was here and I probably missed it. Weird. Okay. can't get through there. Not seeing any dirt. I'm so curious because this is so far away from the grounds that, like, I'm very curious how this is going to connect back. Any dirt mounds back here? No? I think it's time to call it a day. Okay, call it a day. I kind of screwed myself early with my room layout of choice. West-facing cottage. Oh, I see. I mean, so what I'm about to say is going to sound very obvious as I say it. That description, you know, west-facing cottage, it's like, yeah, I'm literally building the mansion as I go through it, so that is a description of the manor in its current state. It's like the west wing was favored on this run. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, and then we'll continue. I'm going to wait till the intro plays out, because I don't know if something new might happen on one of these intros. Okay, be right back. Okay, hello again. Let me toss my headphones back in. And away we go. Okay. All those other days were just warm-ups. Were these flowers always here? I'm just scanning through this again, see if anything has any more meaning now. Don't go where the path leads, abandon the path and go where you want it to lead. Okay. This time I feel like I keep favoring the west wing. I'm going to do so again, because why not? The nook here makes more sense because that opens up some additional pathing going up. I'm kind of feeling an urge as I'm just kind of thinking this through. And as I thought about it for a minute there, going to the bathroom. I have been treating this like the kind of puzzle game where I need to pay super close attention to all of these details, and maybe that's true. Different thing there. But it might be that I can just kind of start moving a lot faster as I churn through these rooms and try to reach the antechamber. Here's the billiard room again. And this is a different puzzle, so that's interesting. I still don't understand it. So for now, I'll ignore that too. Did it? I feel like it got laggier somehow. Maybe I'll turn off VSync. House history? I wonder why the house history matters. Maybe just, you know, for reference, maybe there isn't like a grand meaning to it. I can look at the room directory. Oh, this is something I should read about. So this is a permanent room. The spare room is a blueprinted room, rarity commonplace. I see. An unfurnished, unfinished, and otherwise unremarkable empty room. If there had at some point been plans for the spare room, it would seem these designs are now long forgotten. Oh, and these also correspond to... No, these don't correspond to colors. I get it. Okay, so all the blue rooms are just numbered rooms. And then there's red rooms and shops and stuff. I see. So there's a lot of rooms I haven't seen yet. I'm not going to read them all right yet. I am going to... What am I doing here? Smooth look. Okay, that's way better. The last thing I'm going to do here then is turn off VSync. Yeah, that doesn't seem to make any difference. Let me turn it back on. There's like just the tiniest delay in my movement, but let me just turn on VSync and turn off smooth movement. That'll be fine. Okay. So the hallway makes sense here. And now something I'm curious about. So this is the same note as last time. That doesn't necessarily mean it's always the west wing, but at least right now it appears to always be the west wing. Let's continue. Well, I'm going to continue up. It probably makes more sense to spend more time down here first. Yeah, that gets me access to a lot of rooms and some gems. Start building up some resources. And now this is going to be right in a corner, so this would be an excellent spot for something like a closet or a storeroom. Let's do that. Doesn't brick me from further content. Why is there a painting of a 10 on something that looks like a dog tag? It's a price tag, it's not a dog tag. What am I talking about? It's not even close to a dog tag. It's a price tag. I wonder if these are like hints or something. I don't know what that would be hinting to. Also, the movement feels worse now. I'm going to turn back on smooth look. Security room doesn't strike me as that important. I think I'd rather have the corridor just to have another way up. Corridor is always left unlocked. Something else I hadn't actually thought about, though, like, I don't know whether I can only make one of each kind of room for one iteration of the house, because if true, the corridor would be more useful further up. I'm going to do this just to have another entryway, though. I don't want to block myself off prematurely. The whole reason I came down here was to try to not... Because as I go further, I think doors are more likely to be locked and stuff. It makes me uncomfortable just kind of segregating these paths, right? Because, for example, if I build a spare room here, I'm going to have to backtrack all the way around. It's not very far, but I think the parlor maybe makes more sense here. Yeah, that's a good point. Something else I'm unsure about is whether that means all the observatories you built this run, or whether it means cumulatively over many runs. Because the reason I mention that is when I hit escape and go to room directory, it says how many times I've built something. So if I check like the parlor here, it says I've drafted it 4 times. So it might be that like the number of stars available to me are based on the total number of times I've built it. I'm just speculating, of course. Also, I'll read this while I'm here. This cozy lounge furnished with couches and armchairs serves as the perfect social setting for receptions and after parties. Consequently, this was one of the most popular rooms for entertaining, and the late H.S. Sinclair was known to supply a myriad of parlor games to encourage his guests to think and conversate. Okay, so the parlor game. The gems are on the desk. No, they're not. That's a lie. So then one of these two is telling the truth. The gems are on the floor. No, it isn't, which means this one's telling you the truth, and they're in this box. It's kind of a fun little puzzle every time. I mean, it's simple, but it's enjoyable. Yeah, this is good. I can wrap it back around to the hallway later, although maybe... I'm overthinking it. A bedroom will take me up. A commissary takes me the wrong way. So let's do a bedroom. I don't love that, you know, the further I get, I have to backtrack all the way around. It would be really awesome to make a connection in between, and I can try to do that, of course. Reddington. I don't think these objects are exactly the same every time. That's what I'm thinking. And the other thing is that the first and so far only time I've been in the observatory, there was only 1 star available. So to me, that's my leading theory, is that each time I build one cumulatively, it will make a new star appear, which will allow me to make more advanced constellations. So basically what that means is that I should be trying to prioritize building an observatory when I can. Let me go pantry. Actually, this gets me access to more stuff, but I'm far over on the east wing, so maybe that's not a good idea. I'm going to say I don't care about money all that much right now. So I had to put a money in the... Put a money, sure, in the coffer. It's so interesting to me because this puzzle by itself is already interesting, right? Trying to figure out a strategy to eventually get me to the antechamber and beyond. But obviously there's puzzles within it. There's these stained glass windows with numbers. There's that darts game. There's the terminal password. So I'm guessing... Actually a little surprised that wasn't locked. I'm hoping that I can build a connecting path here. That would be really, really excellent. The nursery will cut me off. The veranda will let me go straight. Greater chance of finding items in green rooms. So that's like a luck charm. I'm almost tempted to just go ahead and... So far my strategy has been relatively simple. You know, I've been enunciating my thoughts as I go, but it's also largely just been go up. That's my strategy, just go up. Let's go ahead and do the veranda. I don't know that I'm Yeah, there's some dig spots. I don't know that I'm advanced enough yet to be thinking too hard about advanced strategies. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. And there's a boat. What's a boat doing in the middle of the yard? I figure I might as well just keep it going. Make sure I have some entrances for myself. What the fuck? Okay. Well, now I'm very intrigued. Whereas before I was only a little bit intrigued. Okay. Metal detector. This is something I could have bought from the commissary. A functioning metal detector, greater chance of finding keys and coins. And this is an electronic key card. It's pointing down. The security door is locked by electric key card. So that means that either I need an electric key card, which I got on my very first run from the closet, I think, or I could get through here using a breaker. I think is how it works. But this is good, though. I mean, I have a shovel, and there's a few shovel spots. I have a lot of openings. This may be an unremarkable rock not worth picking up. This may be the rare run where I actually have to start worrying about the number of steps I have left. I'm kind of leaning towards going back and gathering resources, actually. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. There's a spot here, so I just wasted some steps. And that was a waste of time because I'm going to lose that coin when I go into the chapel. Well, not a total waste of time, though. Okay, I may live to regret this decision. There goes my coin. I am going to start... Let me just head sideways. The observatory is... Yeah, okay, it says for each time you've drafted, so I think my conclusion there was correct. My thinking here is the observatory is nice because I want observatories and it gets me up, but I already have some openings that go in this direction. Well, this one's blocked off. That's a key card, but I have at least one opening way up here, so maybe it makes more sense to eat this one as a closet and then continue on down here anyway. Get myself some items. But I already have keys. Oh, I can... Let me do the breaker box and see if I can turn it off. No, but this isn't going to work. Metal detector. Why is there a... Wait, metal detector. Oh. Okay, there it is. I was going to say, it's not going to make me turn around and go back. So here's the problem. I can turn off keycard entry, but by default, it will be locked when I turn it off. I would have to go to the security room to unlock it. I'm going to turn these on. I don't know what these are, but I'll just do it. And I'm going to turn this off. I can turn it back on, probably, if I need to. I haven't found a gymnasium or a garage yet. So now with my... I don't have, like, that many few steps remaining, but I'd like to work my way back around to the hallway. Again, I may live to regret this and I have to walk all the way back, but I'd rather kind of start building my path up. I don't like feeling like I can so easily wall myself off with, like, exactly one viable path forward. Which is exactly what's about to happen. Okay, well, I can get a guest bedroom then. The commissary is useless. I have no money. Having money is going to be useless because that's not very much, and I'd have to go through the chapel, so guest bedroom. So this may end up being a wash or even a net negative. Here we go. This is what I wanted to read. Just wanted to write you a quick note, etc. I also got to appreciate your new game in the billiard room. It's been ages since I've seen the billiard room in the house, etc. It was well worth the wait, as I always enjoy your mathematical puzzles. and appreciate that I didn't need to know the rules of darts to play your variation. Okay, so that makes sense, right? Because in real life, I have played darts in my life, but not for a long, long time, so I didn't remember the precise rules. So it makes sense that you wouldn't need to actually know the rules of darts to solve the puzzle. So other solutions are basic math, but basic math is, I guess I tried addition, maybe it's subtraction, like 18 minus 10 or something. Or maybe it has to do with the billiard balls. So at some point here, I'll find another game of billiards and I'll give it a shot. Okay, so we go back now. I'm burning through steps here. I think I'm going to come out net negative, but I had to try. I mean, I didn't have to. I chose to, and I'm going to say that I had to make myself feel better. Yeah, so this is dead, but it won't open. So this is my last remaining option. Let's see what I can open up. The drawing room gets me access to a lot. That's good. And this lets me redraft while I'm in here. What's this now? Yeah. There are some items and rooms that will allow you to redraw if you don't like your initial options. Okay, that tracks. So obviously going up is what I'd like to do. I'm going to start by going backwards. Ideally, I could build into here and get access to even more rooms. So something that banks right would be awesome. Nothing. Yeah, so this is dead. If all of these are dead, I might as well get some items out of it, right? Wait, I can redraw. Let's redraw. There we go. Okay. So definitely not the bunk. Definitely not the workshop. Definitely the commissary. That gets me access to more stuff. Evening. How are you? So far it's awesome. I'm having a good time with it. Like a cigarette machine. I have no money, so I can't buy anything. The commissary is closed day 12 to 16 without whatever that's about. Two of these terminals can be found at security and in the laboratory. I have not been to the laboratory yet. I also don't know if the names are important, like Mrs. Babbage. Surely I'll find the terminal password at some point. So anyway, oh my god. I got scammed. I got scammed because I don't have a key card and because I haven't been to security. So that's something else to remember, is that going forward, getting to security early would be really excellent, because then I can try to get a breaker box and depower all the doors. That'd be pretty cool. And there's my last key. I can redraw. The spare room will get me access to 1. This will get me access to 2, so let's do the dark room. Now, interestingly, you cannot see the floor plans while drafting. That's honestly fine. I'll take the risk. Or maybe I could even turn the lights back on here. I have 27 steps. It won't take me that long. I'm gonna actually backtrack here. I'm gonna risk the extra steps. And I want to see if I can turn the power back on. I kind of wish it gave you like a compass, just like literally cardinal compass directions. It's not like it's that difficult, but just to track it. Okay, cool. So now I can see what this is about. Oh, that's terrifying. Look at those peepers looking at your soul. Also, the music's really scary now. That's a camera with Herbert taking a picture. Like a close-up of the camera or something. I'd imagine there's some interesting stuff in this room, because I had to find this room and have a breaker room and then backtrack and turn on the power. So that's a non-trivial number of steps. I don't recognize these chaps. Some message I can't read there. Why is there like a close-up of it? Here we go. But now I have to go turn it back on. I should have done that while I was there. That was dumb. Print notes. HS has requested yet another print of her ladyship. I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing. So I wonder if only certain rooms will spawn in the East or West Wing. That's something I haven't really been paying attention to yet. As well as an enlarged portrait of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark, so keep an eye on that. Okay. There's that apple orchard I can't get to yet with a gate that has a key code on it. That was, I think, a 4-digit code. That's something to keep in mind. And then here's her ladyship. Hello, her ladyship. I wonder if that means that the picture has something to do with the code. That's presumably also her ladyship. That's another terminal. I wonder if this is a picture of the laboratory. That kind of vaguely looks like a... I mean, it's not a lab coat, but I don't know. It kind of... I could be sold on the idea that that's like a fancy lab coat. A slightly clearer picture this time. Oh, and this one's very clear. I see. Maybe it's not meant to be horror. It's just underdeveloped. A little surprised I can't like pick up one of these items, but oh, what about these? Anything? Does not appear so. Anyway, now I have access to... I only have 17 steps. I'm gonna risk turning around and turning back on the power so that I can go through the keycard doors. That seems important. We'll see if I ultimately run out of steps. If so, then so be it. I really knew I should have turned that on last time I was here. That was dumb. I literally actually thought to myself, I should turn this back on. And then proceeded to not do that. So now I have access to more stuff up here. And this is also a keycard door, so I actually have some options now. Leads to a room of a color of your choice. That's useful. I guess I could spawn like a bedroom to get more steps. Because this is, I mean, that gets me back into the dark room. It doesn't really get me anything else. Lavatory is, to my knowledge, useless. Let's do secret passage. Let's not do secret passage. I guess let's do pantry. To be honest, I kind of don't need... No, wait, steps. I was not going to come in here except for the steps that I got. Because otherwise I could turn around and go here to the commissary. Because I think that's locked. Or maybe I didn't try this one. Oh, I just didn't try this one, okay. Weight room, lose half your steps. Which is not bad because I don't have that many. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5+. Does that mean I also get some? I don't have the gems anyway. I'm gonna do this because, well, God, I don't have very many steps though. So I have two options. Spare room, which gets me something over there, or weight room, which gets me access to a lot more, including stuff that could get me more. So I'm gonna gamble the weight room. Yeah. You're right, Nico, and I don't know if I consciously realized that, so you're absolutely correct. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. I was actually just more interested in looking at the pictures. So I can go down here and head over here. Probably makes more sense because I don't have any keys right now and I only have 5 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, I'm about to run out of steps. And going here gets me... Okay, it makes more sense to go into the weight room. I have more access to rooms. I could build something to get myself more steps. Hopefully. Can I lift any of these? Pump some iron? Yeah, but I'm definitely coming to appreciate the importance of steps as I go. Or maybe it's just that in some other runs I was kind of lucky and got a lot of steps. I'm going to try going up first, right? See what I can find. It's locked. Okay. Let's try going left then. Coat check. Check one item and retrieve it on another day. Fascinating. But that would mean I'd have to build another coat check. I don't want to do spare room because my steps are at such a premium right now. I guess I'll just build the coat check. I mean, why not? I only have 4 steps left. That's enough to go in and out and build something else, so might as well try it. Mostly I just wanted to see if there was something in here. I assume it's multi-use. I have not tried though. There is another key door here, but I can't even get back there unless I get lucky with the remaining steps. Okay, so I definitely want to check the key card for sure. Key card has been checked. You can retrieve this item on another day. You have a coat check in your house. Can I check multiple items? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just a multi-use key. Okay, I am almost out. No! Son of a bitch. So that's it then. This is how the world ends. With a whimper. With locked doors. Goddamn, rank 7. Okay, well, let's just go. Run out of steps and cry. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, so I can go down to 0. I can't. I thought maybe I could go down to 0 and then, you know, one more step would end it, but no. Okay, that was progress, though. I mean, I got some new rooms. I learned a little more. I assume that the dark room there with the lights on has something to do with finding the 4-digit code to get into the apple orchard, because there were pictures of the apple orchard. So I think that's a reasonable assumption I've made. Day 5. I wonder if I have to, like, beat it within 30 days or something. Okay, well, arbitrarily, let's just start here again. The den gets me some stuff and gets me access to a fair amount. But I can also only put it there. Having access to the utility room early would be nice. Or maybe just having access to items early would be nice. Probably makes more sense to open up multiple pathways at the start. But also, the more pathways I open up, the more potential backtracking I have to do, so it's not necessarily an amazing idea to build a huge number of paths. Let's do a nook so that I get a key. I'm going to kind of, I mentioned this a moment ago, I'm going to kind of stop looking quite so close at every part of the room and kind of focus on going a little quicker. What is this now? Okay. So that's a room I want to get to. That's X marks the whatever the hell is in there. And the pocket watch. A navigational compass, draw floor plans leading north more frequently. So that means that if I head over here, it's more likely I can get up there. But rather than waste my steps, let me just continue over here and I'll kind of try to work my way back over to the east. Having a breaker box would be useful. I don't love having it so far away. Like, if I get a dark room, the lights always go off when you walk in and I'd have to backtrack to turn it on. And turning on the power in the garage would be useful if I find a garage. I'm just going to take the storeroom. Just a safe bet, get some resources, and move on from there. Cool. It's still early. I have plenty of steps. Go up. That's useless there. The corridor's fine. I could go up and try to work my way right. A passageway might be more useful, as I can do it with 2 gems. Also, I haven't been in a passageway yet. Okay, and another thing I was curious about, that did actually consume 2 gems. Which isn't surprising, but I wasn't sure what kind of threshold that was, whether it, you know, consumed the resources or not. Again, this is going to make me go north more frequently. This is a good place for an observatory. No, it isn't. Son of a bitch. This might be an okay place for a breaker box, actually. Because I don't really want to be on the west side. I want to be on the east side. So let's just go ahead and do a breaker box here. And I'm actually not even going to go into there yet. I don't need to waste the steps. Archives, that's new. While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. I can't do the commissary. This brings me back. No, this brings me up, actually. Archive sounds interesting. Let's go check that out. Ooh. What a cool concept for a game. Why don't I have any good concepts for games? What do we have? August 22nd, 85, Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book Swimbird has been chosen as the Herald Literacy Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's 2nd time winning this prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort, and then it's kind of cut out. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success, the niece and closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair, so that's the niece, okay? Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations that one might make with the Sinclair family, huh? Okay. Swimbird author never considered herself success by Gail Hermes, Herald staff writer. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing. I had always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime, and so we ran out of books we owned. As we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there." Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, what an interesting title, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red, a statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed that book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering, blind loyalty to the throne. So far, I'm trying to remember what it was. Something earlier indicated that red is lies and blue is truth, unless stated by someone. So I won't be able to see all my options from here as I head up in this direction. Let's head right. I feel like, I don't know whether this is true. My current working theory is that, oh, hello. It might make sense to kind of stick around some of the closer floors, build myself some alternate paths and gather resources, and then try to beeline. Archive, I don't have gems anyway. So this is interesting. Now I can get the dark room and I can turn around and trivially turn back on the lights. So it makes sense to do this. But I have to walk in, then walk out. And that's definitely worth it this early. Good thing I didn't come in here before. So this is back on. We'll turn the garage back on. I don't know what these indicators are, so I'm just going to turn them on. And we'll leave the keycard system on. If I had found a security room if I had drafted a security room, then it might make sense to turn around and turn off the lights. Turn off the keycards, not the lights. Let me look at this again. What was this here last time? Lockpick will occasionally be able to unlock some normal doors. Okay, sweet. Maybe I missed that last time. I'm very curious about this apple orchard. Where was that? Those were different. Yeah, here's the apple orchard. Nothing on the ceiling. Sometimes games like to bank on the fact that players don't know how to look up, and so they put things up. Does not appear to be the case this time. So I was thinking maybe like this photograph, right? There's a room in the west wing with an enlarged portrait of the enclosed photograph, which is presumably this one. Okay, now that I look at it, this seems pretty damn obvious, actually. There's a picture of the locked apple orchard, and note that specifically mentions an enlarged photo of her ladyship in one of the west rooms. So presumably, maybe there's like a code written on there or something. I'm not going to check that right now because I have this like X marks the spot thing going on that I want to investigate, but maybe my my path will bring me back over to the west wing later. The witch just continues to be archived? Shed. You are more likely to draw red rooms while drafting. That cuts me off there. You know what? I'm going to take the confidential one. I got lucky. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. So that's another reason to favor the east wing. That worked out really well, actually. And where was my my treasure map? That's on rank 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm on rank 3 right now, so I need to go up a little ways further. Corridor is always left unlocked. Well, that brings me closer, so... Right, stick with what works. I have 1 key. I have no key card. I don't want the closet. The X marks the spot room is not in the... But I wanted to check the billiard room anyway for the puzzle, so let's try it. Even though I'm going to have to wrap back around to X marks the spot. Which hopefully I can do. And if I can't, then... Whoops. So last time I started off with just... like 9 and 4 makes 13. I'm assuming this is maybe subtraction, like maybe it's 14. Okay. And so then that would be 9 again. So if this is add and this is subtract, maybe this is multiply. Maybe it's 3 by 3 is 9. And so 3 times... No, wait, this is minus. Oh, wait, it's 3 of them. Oh, I see, I probably go out. It's probably 15 minus 13 is 2 times 3 is 6. Yep. Okay, that's cool. So you work your way outward and it's addition, subtraction. Oh, it literally tells you. It literally tells you plus, minus, multiply, divide. Okay. My reward is 2 keys. Excellent. I really should have... I'm just kind of laughing because, Nico, earlier you mentioned, like, oh, you still have the darts puzzle. And I'm just laughing now because if you already knew how to do it, that must have been painful to watch me just not do it. I guess it's the nature of puzzle games that in hindsight it's always pretty obvious. So this is good. I want to make my way... There's still this down here. I'm worried about how much I'm cutting myself off. I'm going to do the drawing room. And this is good because I could potentially redraw and get something that gets me over to the X marks the spot. Fuck, I can't. Okay, I'm going to do the parlor. I'm rich in keys, but poor in gems. But hey, this will get me some gems. What do we have? This box is blue. That's true. The gems are in the true box. Wait, so this is true. And this is true, so this one must be false. If the gems are in the true box, or in a true box, that's a lie. Which means it's this one. Ah, brain power. Okay, good. Bedroom gets me. So does chapel, though. Let's do chapel. Because that gets me access to more paths. Here we go. What's the next marks the spot? I've never been in a gymnasium. I mean, I have in real life. I have not in this. So let's do 2 for 1. Let's do gymnasium. Wait, whenever you enter, lose 2 steps. Ooh, that's bad. I don't really care about food being for sale because I have no money. You know what? I've never seen a gymnasium, so I'm going to do it. Yep, for science. Hoople Sports. Yep, I was going to say something with the treasure map. This looks like the spot. Now to find something to... I should have known that. I don't have a shovel. No, my hubris. And I checked the key card. I didn't check the shovel. I mean, I guess I can get a free key card, right? And then turn around and go somewhere else. Whatever, let's do that. Whatever, I don't even care. I don't even want a shovel. Shovels are stupid. So's treasure. I think I can check multiple items, maybe? But this one's looking okay. I have 27 steps. I'm doing okay. I'm gonna retrieve my key card. And hopefully... You gotta take the big chances. So now I can go up here. There's still this path way back there, but that's a ways away. God, and that's my last key. Low on resources. Guest room gets me steps, but I can't in good conscience take that because I would have to go all the way around and hope that the rooms let me up here. That seems very unlikely. Makes a lot more sense to do a spare room, but then if that's locked, then I'm fucked. But it also brings me towards the antechamber, so I gotta try it. Yeah, it's like how far... It's your vertical coordinate. Thank God it's not locked. Thank God it's not locked. Oh, look at this. So I'm gonna get an aquarium because aquariums are cool both in real life and probably in this game too. And because that gets me to the antechamber. Oh, look at the fishies. There's a pet store next to one of the culvers near me, and me and my ex used to just go walk around the fish store sometimes. That was fun. Got like office supplies and paintings in their aquarium. That's cool. Okay. Now, so, as always, this is a rhetorical question. It is interesting that there's the aquarium, which is every color of room. There's a secret passage, which I don't think I ended up building because I built the coat check or something. But it mentioned that it could be a room of any color. I have not yet determined why the color of room matters. Like, I can see that certain rooms just are specific colors, but I don't know why that matters, really. Maybe it has something to do with, like... Well, I guess maybe I know, actually, now as I say it. Like, there was that note saying something about, like, as some kind of memorial, we're not going to build West Wing rooms or something, but I don't see any of these rooms as being specifically associated with one of the wings. Right? There's just... Oh, well, there's the West Wing hallway, I guess. Maybe it's more specifically that one. And then there's green rooms and red rooms. And shops are this kind of dull green. The purple rooms are bedrooms. There's a lot more bedrooms I haven't built. Cool. And now, finally, for the first time, I get to go into the antechamber and see what this is about. No, I don't. I lied 1 second ago when I said I get to go into the antechamber. Maybe I need like a special item to get in there or something. Okay, well, let's go. Good thing I built another entrance, right? Lock kit. Yes. Good thing I can do that. Okay, so I can get this. I can get this. If I get more steps, that's helpful, but I would have to, again, the only way through is way the hell down here. And 10 more steps would get me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It would get me pretty much all the way back there, but that seems like a bad plan. But I think I gotta archive. This is just a regular bedroom. Yeah. But it lets me lockpick it again, so... The commissary, I have no money. Let's get this drawing room. Wow, this is kind of working out perfectly. I still don't know how to get into the antechamber, but I have 2 different entrances to it now. I was kind of hoping that might do something. I wonder if I need, like, 3 entrances to the antechamber. Yeah, I mean, I'll figure it out eventually, but... At least I made it up to rank 9. I've never made it to rank even... I'm not sure I even made it to 8 before. Okay. That's fair. Well, it does, but I don't know. I thought maybe they could have lifted up or something. I mean, the note at the beginning did say initially even reaching the antechamber will be difficult, so I guess presumably, as I get more experienced, it'll get easier and easier for me to reach the antechamber. I'm still seeing all these drawings and the little arrows, but it seems more about, like, their feet length or something. Maybe this stuff will be relevant eventually, maybe not. Okay, so at this point, my only option is to head all the way back. And I'm disappointed now that I pulled out my key card. That's a lot of steps to get back there. There's also this, but I mean, what's that going to get me? And the treasure map, which I haven't been able to open. Okay, back we go. Back we go. Such is life. Goodbye, antechamber. All these stained glass pictures. So I don't want to go through the gym. That's a bad idea. Smart about this and go this way. Then veer around here. Okay, I know how to do the darts game, though. That's good. Each day a meal is served in the dining room after rank 8 has been reached. I have reached rank 8. Serve me my meal. Oh! They made me a pizza. I'm gonna snarf this pizza right down. Dinner is served. Today's main course, wood-fired pizza, summer truffle sauce smothered in Fortina cheese, wild mushrooms, and spiced salami, cooked to perfection with just the right amount of char. Plus 20, plus an additional 10 if you have a furnace. I don't, but I mean... You bet I'm gonna have dinner. Delish. That's a lot of steps. That's a lot of steps. May or may not matter this run. So I need something that banks left, if there is to be any hope. Okay, I guess we're going archive. Never lucky. Oh, hi! Like a camp room? What is this? Well, I got some keys, so I'm actually not dead yet. More pawns, more... The Trinsdale Mystery? They have a... what I can only assume is a PlayStation 5. Checkers, various games. Cool bunk setup, TBH. A Rubik's Cube. Anything else in this room of notes? I still haven't found... If there's a theater, I still haven't found it. I don't think I can open these drawers or anything. Look, he's got his own bunk bed. What a pro. Okay, so from here, I am going to snake all the way back around now that I have keys and plus 20 steps. I got getting pretty freaking lucky this run. Okay, not through the gym. Rank 7, rank 8. I don't even know what's going to be over here that's worth anything, but... Opportunity to earn and spread money. Or the pantry. Is there anything worth buying? As I kind of glance back through. There's still more rooms I could build over here. Oh, I can redraw them. I'm going to redraw them just because that sounds more interesting. Fuck! I would love to build a laboratory. I don't have a gem. Okay, archived it is. Well, I got something. The silver key. Unlocking a door with the silver key leads to a room with many doors. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. I have enough steps to spend a little more time here. I think I might risk well, shit. See, I could try to go to coat check, and if I go to coat check, that's going to cost like a lot of steps, and I check one item and retrieve it on another day. So I think that because I retrieved it today, I'm going to guess that I can't stash another. And so because of that, I think I'm just going to backtrack all the way back down and not waste the steps. This is definitely my best run yet, though. I'm just so curious how to get into the antechamber. So I want to head down and then left through the dark room here. Security. I have 1 gem. Doesn't make sense to make a nursery. It makes sense to do security. Now here in security... Yeah, so having the key card is nice. I feel like I want this to be high, right? Because I have the key card, so I'd rather see key card doors than regular lock doors, so confirm. I could change the offline. I'll change the offline mode, but it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna turn off the power this run. I wish I knew the password. Actually, I have an idea. I know that the password starts with an S. That much I can see. So it just occurred to me. Yeah, blue memos true, red memos lie, unless written by whatever. It just occurred to me that I should have been paying more attention to like the names of some characters. Like the admin password might be some, 6 or 7 letter character name or something that that starts with S. Let's just head down here. Furnace are more likely to draw red rooms. I've never been in the furnace. Let's go into the furnace. Yeah, that's us on the camera there. Hello, furnace. There's a dig spot. I wish I had a shovel. Okay, so that was a big waste of time. That's fine. I have 1 more key, which is the silver key. Maybe I can get up far. Oh, look at it all being like heated up here. Less likely to find items laying around in your house if you get the maid's chamber or the laundry room. Launder currency. I can't make that one anyway, actually. So this ends the run except for this room. But it's also a new room, so I want to see it just to see the new room. I'm going to intentionally pick the one that kills the run. Because I'm curious. Mila. Cinca. I wonder if it's Cinca or something with Mila. I recognize some of those people. Like, that's pretty goddamn prominently displayed, wouldn't you say? Staff notice the day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It is with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. In following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November 6th. Nothing here in the maid's closet. This Cinca also showed up in the camera. So we have Mila and Cinca. The game also, I did not forget that the game recommended me have a pencil and paper to write some of this stuff down. I'm going to still choose not to for the time being. Mila, Cinca. That looks too short to be the password. Maybe the name Mila is going to be important eventually. Let's just go back and get the other one there. I wonder if like these... I haven't been in some of these. Look at this, like a jewelry case. There's like a pool there. I haven't been in a lot of these areas yet, actually. So let's just head this way. Yeah, here's Cinca again. And then there, I'm going to look for an enlarged version of this portrait on the West Wing, eventually. I wonder if Swimbird is the password. I doubt it, but you know, maybe. Interesting, like, there's a furnace effect. I still don't know. Or items in the closet is pointless. But I have never been in a walk-in closet, so I'm going to check anyway. Never mind, I'm not. I'm going to do a floor plan. Oh, this is not new. I've been in here before. Never mind. I only have 6 steps left. Let me read this one more time. I don't think that with the number of steps I have remaining, 6. Oh, I can actually get back to security, so I'm gonna go to security again. With my last few remaining feeble steps. And take a look at the password. Is it, Swimbird? Is it, it's not Mila, it starts with an S. Maybe it's, I doubt it's Sinclair, that'd be a kind of lame password. Sinclair? Does that have an E at the end? I don't think it's Cinca. I'm just trying a few things. Yeah, I'm not going to know it here. Okay, well, that was a good run. I found a lot of new rooms. Wait, until further notice, the antechamber has been unlocked, and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. What? No, it isn't. Wait, keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks, etc. Good call to Red Memo. So what this means is that I need to find access levers somewhere. Careful on the back seating, by the way. 2 of these terminals can be found at security where the punch clock used to be in the laboratory. So the basic setting here, you start off with this cutscene from Herbert S. Sinclair, who owned this manor. It's like him voicing over a will, and he says that like, my name is Simon, and by the way, I should try the name Simon while I'm here. Yeah, I didn't expect that to work, but might as well try. He says that he bequeaths all of his money and all his mansion and everything to you, but only on the setting that you reach the mansion's 46th room. Right? Now, if you do some basic math, you'll see that this is a 9x5 grid, so that's 45 rooms, so there is a 46th room somewhere. My assumption is that it's past the antechamber, right? You can also see what appears to be some kind of button or eye symbol or something on this door. You saw as I got to the antechamber, didn't get up there, so I'll find some access levers somewhere and find my way in. But yeah, I am the heir, or rather I will be the heir and inherit all of this if I can reach the 46th room. He basically said, like, someone with the Sinclair name should have no trouble getting there. Okay, well, let's just restart. So now I made it all the way to rank 9. I made it to the antechamber, but I didn't find the access levers. Scarlet Inn. Yeah, that's accurate. 8 red rooms, 5 bedrooms. Look at the picture. It's cool how it changes. New room 7, rank reached. Alright, I'm getting there. Then we continue. So far, nothing else has happened differently at the beginning of each day, which I wouldn't expect it to. But, you know, there's always a chance that something would change. Yeah, it does change. So, beyond the obvious continuing objective of work my way up and see if I can't find a lever, something else I'm thinking about is how I think somewhere in the West Wing, maybe further up the West Wing, there will be an enlarged picture that was present in the dark room that I think will have the key to get into the orchard. The bedroom's nice there because it is a free room to work through. Nook, Chapel, Breaker Box this early is not very useful. Nook is fine just to give myself a key. That said, a chapel opens up a lot more rooms, so probably go ahead and do a chapel. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'm not going to go in there yet. Let's... Right, so this is a lie now. Doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked. So actually, it means that doors in the East Wing are more likely to be locked, which means being on the West Wing is advantageous as far as locked doors. That's good to know. That'll get me some gems if I do the parlor game. This will get me some money, but if I go through the chapel, I'll lose that money. This will put me on the far West Wing, though, which means that could kind of mess me up there. I'm going to do it anyway, get access to some early gems. The gems are in the white box. Statements with the word white are always true. The statements on the white box... Okay, let me think about this. The gems are in the white box, may or may not be true. Statements with the word white are always true. If that's true, that means that this is also true, and this is also true. All three cannot be true, which means that this is a lie. It actually doesn't necessarily mean it's a lie. I think it means it's a lie. Statements with the word white are always true. That means that this is a lie, which means that doesn't necessarily mean that statements with the word white are always false. It just... No, it does mean that. No, it doesn't, because they could sometimes be false. So that's actually... Unless it's meant... my brain's jumping several steps ahead. Unless I meant to interpret a simpler kind of logical interpretation of this. The opposite of statements with the word white are always true is not statements with the word white are always false. It's statements with the word white are not always true. So they might be true. The statement on the white... Wait. The statement on the white box is true. Let me think about this. So if this is true... And if the statement on the white box is true, then these are both true, which means that this one can't be true because one of them has to be a lie, which means the gems are not in the white box. They'd be in one of the other two boxes. I think that's wrong because that leaves some ambiguity. Right? I'm going to say that again so I don't confuse myself too much. If this is true, that means all three of these are true, which they cannot be, which means that this statement cannot be true. And that means that this is a lie. And if this is a lie and this is a lie, then this is the truth, and so it's in the white box. That was the hardest one so far. Security early would be nice. That would get me easy access to key cards if I also turn off the power. Alternately, I can do the billiard room and get more keys, but this also gets me access to something down there. Let's do security. Especially because I have a gem to do it now. Okay, first things first. Let's do the key card system. I would like to set the offline mode to be unlocked. And for the security level, I feel like I want it to be high. Maybe I'll just leave it with medium, because if I can now get a breaker room, then I could, for free, get through all of these. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to turn it to high and hope that I can find a breaker room. Which I already saw one and I rejected it, and I hope that that doesn't matter that I rejected it. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5. A storeroom gets me some stuff. A den gets me access to another. Let's just do a storeroom. So far, there's only been one run where steps were like a strong limiting factor. They were a little bit of a limiting factor last run. But right now, I'd rather have some resources. And I'm still roughly trying to stay on the west wing. Courtyard has a gem requirement. That seems like a good bet. Take a metal detector. Not all that useful, but I mean, it's something. I guess we'll just continue up. I've never built a garage. Let's do it. Interesting that the power's on, because... I'll check that in a sec. Every time I've... Like, where's that pointing to? Okay, to finish my thought from 1 second ago, every time I've been in a breaker room... Excellent. It had the garage power off by default, so I'm kind of surprised it's on. What else do we have here? Who's Christoph? Christoph, this is the 3rd time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for his lordship. Your absence must be accounted for, Mrs. Babbage. Resources and items neither carry over between days. You restart each day with 50 steps, and that's it. There is the coat check room where you can check or retrieve an item. I don't know of... There are some other more specific things that carry over between rooms, specifically observatories, or between days. I haven't uncovered every room yet, so there might be more. But at least for the time being, close to everything resets. Is there anything else here? Okay, so that's not doing anything. I mean, yeah, that looks like a garage door opener, but it's not doing anything. I thought for a second it had something to do with the beeps, but it's not that. Okay. Well, that's fine. I wanted a new room and I got it. And now I have more keys if I want more. Coat check is useless to me right now. I can't retrieve anything. The corridor would be more useful, and it would bring me back to the middle, which would make it easier to loop around. So that's definitely the play. So this is something I should pay attention to. I didn't realize that you could just find keys and stuff on the ground. I kind of regret now that I turned the security setting to be like maximum, because I have a lot of keys. Maybe I should turn it back down to like low or something. Commissaries, I can't build that anyway, never mind. The den gets me something, but also blocks off my access up, but so does the pantry, so let's go to the den. Gets me a gem. I would still really love to make a breaker room. Let's see what this is. Here we go. Excellent, 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 excellent. So now I can turn this off and all the key card doors will be open and they're set to be high. Oh, wait, now I can go back to the garage and open the garage door. Sweet. You know what else I'm going to do while I'm here? I'm going to turn off the gymnasium power because I don't know why I would want to do that, which indicates that maybe there's like some black light nonsense on the wall or something. So now I can make it back over to the garage. This is fun. I'm discovering new things. There we go. It's green. So this gets me outside? What the hell? I'm really curious now, like... Okay. I wonder if I can, like, drive the car somehow or something. One thing I was kind of thinking is that, like, maybe as I progress, I could find some, like, shortcuts so I can start, you know, like, partway through and make it easier on myself. Like, I don't immediately see a way to open this. Let's go check the car. I hope it's not going to use steps as I go in and out. Oh, wait, I can do this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The west gate has been permanently unlocked. Permanent changes do not reset. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, we'll see what that gets me, but this was a major... I mean, everything was a question mark in this game, right? Because I haven't played it, but... that's so interesting. Like, I'm wondering if I could have built a garage. Maybe they only spawn on the outside, or like on the west or something. I wonder if it was specifically this cell, because, like, I think it would have to be. Either I got very lucky or I didn't, and it might just be that, you know, the garage is only spawnable there. It's probably that. Excuse me? Tool shed, 2 special items, trading post, items for trade. Oval, special floor plans now cost money instead of gems. That seems not great. I'm gonna take 2 special items. Shovel, nice to have, and there's the lockpick too. Very, very interesting. God, I need to beat this, and then I need to beat... Okay, that did actually use steps. I wasn't sure. It did. I need to beat this, and then go back and beat 9. Oh, you know what? I just realized. Outer room, cool. Permanent additions, Westgate Path, excellent. If I wanted to go back to the start, I can now do this without incurring a ton of steps going through rooms. Right? I can just pop back to the beginning, like from the garage here. In fact, that might not be a terrible idea, because if I go back through here, you know, that's a number of steps to get up here, and I might want to go down here and get some early resources anyway. I think I'm just going to go back to the entrance hall and kind of work my way up the east path. Actually, wait, no, I'm not, because you know what I can do is I can dig a few times in these areas. It makes sense to do that. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nope, that cost a step. That cost me 2 steps. Okay, good to know. That cost steps. So it's not as free as I thought. It's probably a little more free, but still not free. And I'm guessing I can open that path later as well and get another permanent upgrade. Yeah, and so that cost a step as well. So that tracks. I wonder why these notes are here. Third time is underlined. Trying to see if I could like interact with the car somehow. Yay. I don't know that I've gotten like anything useful from dig sites yet. Well, I take it back. That's quite useful. So now that I'm here, I might as well head over to the den and carry on. And key card doors will be permanently open, and man, I'm doing well on resources. I could use more gems. I mean, let's try a lockpick, right? It's fine. I have so many keys anyway, I'm rolling in keys. The commissary will let me go up, but it cuts off some other paths. This gets me more, but then I'd have to work my way up to the east. I think it probably makes sense to do a commissary. Just to get up. So this is a lie. The commissary will be closed from day 12 to day 16. That's a lie, but that doesn't indicate the truth. Can I buy anything useful here? I've never found a magnifying glass before, or running shoes. But this might be useful if I can get some money, come back to this. Day 20 and 21, it's 50% off. Interesting. And then there's this. See, here's the terminal password. I'm pretty sure that's an S. And it kind of looks like it's, you know... I mean, I really couldn't hazard a guess at what that is. It's interesting that there's another terminal in the laboratory. Maybe one day I'll understand these with and without signs too. Yep, so this should just open now. Yep. I really don't need a key. I want the laboratory. Fucking damn it, I can't. Okay, the Nook then. More keys. Thank you. There's something else? Oh, there's a coin. Hello. I have 2 money now. So I would really love this to open up. None of them do. This is a complete dead end. Insane. I mean, I might as well billiard room, right? But, oh, that sucks. I feel like I don't even want to waste the steps. Like, I have plenty of keys. Going to the billiard room, to my knowledge, just gets me more keys. I don't need more keys. I'm just gonna build a bathroom and turn around. That's unlucky. Damn, okay. So now I have to go back here and carry on that way. How many steps is that gonna take me? Damn, I'm gonna have to look more closely. There's just like keys lying around. I haven't found a purpose for the clock yet either. I don't think there's gonna be any more utility for me in the breaker box right now. I think that going outside is definitely gonna be far fewer steps than going 1, 2, 3, 4 to get here. Otherwise 1, 2. Actually, no, it's cheaper to go back to the chapel. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, look at that. Oh, never mind. That's just marking where it is. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. So we're going here. We're going down, and this way brings us back to the chapel. Toss a coin in the coffer. I can't make any... Oh my, are you fucking kidding me? I don't have any gems. I can literally only make a closet. I don't need more keys. I have 6 of them. This started off being really good, and then it quickly became hot garbage. Now I'm going to have to burn a bunch of steps and hope I can miraculously work my way up the east side. I'm low on steps, though. I mean, I do have the compass, which is kind of nice. But at least now I have that permanent room. So I could burn some of my steps right at the start and get some resources there. I think I've been in a boudoir once. Yep, this is like the 3rd time I have not been able to build a laboratory. That sucks. I'm going to build the billiard room because I'm curious whether the dart puzzle always gives you keys. Alright, so 13. What is that? 9. 3. What? What? Is it not? Oh, whoops, I didn't even see this one. Whoops. Okay, 13, minus 6 is 7. Hashtag blind. 9 minus 7 is 2 times 10 is 20. 17 minus 14 is 3 times 5 is 15. It's a cool little puzzle. Oh, a silver key. That's interesting. I've not gotten to use a silver key yet. We'll see whether I do get to. I need to keep going north. Okay, East Wing Hall gets me north. Darkroom gets me north. Yeah, gotta do it. Gotta do it. Now, I cannot see what I'm about to make. So we're going to start by going this way first if I can't see anything. And just see what I make. That is pointless. I mean, that gets me some money. I don't know that having 4 is worth 2 steps, though, to go in and out. So I'll pause for now. I'm certainly not going to sprint all the way back around, so I'm just going to hope that that's it. That's it. That's everything. Damn it. Freaking 7 keys, and I can't make anything happen. Still haven't figured out what the purpose of that is, but there are some notes and stuff that I haven't found the purpose of either, so maybe not everything is a clue. Can't seem to interact with the old gramophone. Okay, well, let's go grab my cash. Is there anything else for me to do here? I don't think so. Okay. Roll it a die. But now I get to call it a day with the west gate permanently unlocked. That's cool. I still need to work my way up the west wing, mid-sized villa, up long enough in order to find the painting that I presume to be the entrance to the orchard. We'll see how many more days I do today. I've been streaming almost 3 hours. Not like that limit matters, really, but, you know, arbitrarily. Much as I love playing games, I generally find that it's very rare that I want to play any game, no matter how good, for more than, like, a bunch of hours at a time. It does happen. It happened with a few games, but often I find I want to play games in kind of smaller bursts. I'm just going to do this early. Just get 10 steps and just be done with it. Those car keys? A spare set of car keys. Oh, I have myself an objective. See, I'm also wondering maybe I could build a garage on the east wing as well. Maybe? The den gets me an early gem, gets me access to east and west. That seems like a good call. Quickly scan the ground, see if there's any keys or anything sneakily lying about. I don't think I want to waste the gem yet. I really want a laboratory. I'm going to build a hallway. This will get me access to even more gems at the cost of cutting me off a little more from the wing there. That's fine, actually. I'll take some extra gems. I really want to get into the laboratory because it has another terminal in there. That seems like an important point of progression. How many times have I been in this stupid room and I never picked up the magnifying glass? That's embarrassing. If anyone watches this playthrough later, I'm sorry. I really should have done this a lot more closely. This is kind of cool. So I'm going to want to do this and pretty much re-examine everything again. And nothing here on the second one. Yep. I don't think this is going to be like invisible ink or anything. It's just I'll be able to look more closely at certain spots. Okay, well, anyway. No hidden keys on the floor. Let's do this. The other two boxes are true. The other two boxes are blue. Okay. So the other two boxes are blue is a lie. That means that at least one of these is true. It says the other two boxes are true. That's a lie. Because I know for a fact that this is a lie, which means this has to be the truth. The other two boxes are empty, meaning this one isn't. Neato. Okay, we're going back towards the center. I have enough gems to make a drawing room. That seems like a good bet. Open up the map a little bit. Oh, I forgot to go to the outer room. I don't care right now. We'll do it next time. Or now that I have the magnifying glass, so that's another powerful reason to head to the parlor early. Can I inspect this document more closely? I mean, I can. I don't know if I would want to. This is a cool mechanic. I like this. This, like, I don't know why I find this mechanic so compelling. The trash can looked a bit like a keypad the first time I saw it. Okay, so let's just head. I have like very few resources, so I feel like maybe spend a little more time over here first. I don't have any money anyway, so now would be an okay time for a chapel. It does kind of cut off my access, though. Let's just redraw. Just kind of curious what I see. Oh, observatory. Excellent. I want more observatories. I don't think there's anything hidden in these. I feel like this will be more useful for the photographs. The twins, 2 trunks have been added, plus 3 steps. 1 gem, Southern Cross. Okay, well, let's, nice, it's already arranged. I guess it just stays arranged. Yeah, so now I've built my second observatory. A pair of chests has been added to the entrance hall, so if I get extra keys... I assume those are locked. It may not actually be locked. So I don't know that I'm going to rush back to the entrance hall. I should have enough steps to carry on for a little while. That has a gem required. I'd rather save my gem, though, because I really want to get into the lab. The Nook gets me a key, and I need a key, so let's just do that. Well, I actually know it makes more sense to do the chapel. Just access to more rooms, because if this gets... if I kind of get screwed over on the drawing room, then that might prematurely kind of kill my run, so let's just do the chapel. Especially because now I can enter here without it costing me anything. East Wing Hall Commissary. Items for sale. I have no money anyway. Let's do an East Wing Hall. Any keys lying around? Closet 2 items. That could be useful. I don't have to waste my gem. This would get me access to some keys. I think I'd rather have 2 items. It's kind of cool I can see what they are. Oh, this is something I never actually used. While drafting, you may use it to roll new floor plans. Okay. I got that like the very first run, maybe my literal very first room, and I just didn't understand what it meant. So anyway, carrying on. Oh, and I have the car keys. I need to try to build a garage. I can redraw them. Let's build a Nook. Brings me back around and gets me another key. Doing pretty damn well on steps because I got the early 10, that's why. I just now remembered. Here we go. This is what I wanted to look at. Right, something down here. That's cool. What a cool mechanic. I love that. I fucking love that. So this just straight up solves the billiard puzzle for you. Where blue is addition, yellow subtraction, pink multiplication, purple division, and order of operations moves out. What a brilliant mechanic. I love this. And then here it says Sinclair Mansion has many more secrets than something. Well, that... I'm guessing that this says Sinclair has many more secrets that that he will take to his grave. That's where the antechamber is on the map, and then it says antechamber appears to be sealed by all 4 sides, must be a way to open, and I know now that it has something to do with a lever. Before I open that chest, I wasn't sure if this was going to be locked. I would like to build this courtyard. That brings me over there. But I don't want to waste the gem. I'm going to redraw it. I don't love any of those. Bare room sucks. Storeroom sucks. Kitchen sucks. If I do this, I cut myself off except for the drawing room, which I could work my way towards, which is maybe not bad because I kind of want to spend more time on the West Wing anyway. I want these resources. I'm going to take them. 1, 2, 3. So now with 2 keys, I can open this more comfortably. Excellent. Silver key. Unlocking a door with a silver key leads to a room with many doors. And that's good because I'm likely to hit a silver key door, right? Because I'm still pretty early. Right, there goes my money. That's fine. Any documents in this room? Part of me is tempted to turn around. I have a fair number of steps. There's 2 chests in the drawing room, but they may require keys. And I could unlock those doors over there and just see what I can find. But I have the car key, so I'm going to continue because I want to see if I can get there again. Bedroom gets me some steps. Let's redraw this. Boudoir, I don't think gets me much of anything. This is one where if I could do this and turn on the power, I'd be interested in examining these again with the magnifying glass, so I'm going to do that. You know what? I changed my mind. I am going to go back to the start. I don't love burning through the steps, but, you know, I have enough steps. But now I can see what these are, and I could even go outside. Let me check this, by the way. I don't think there's going to be anything new here with the magnifying glass. Yeah. It said that 2 chests have been added to the antechamber. Are they both locked? Yes. I'm going to do it because I have the silver key as well. Hello, gems. With this, now I can go ahead and go outside and build something. So this is going to take a step. Yep, as I leave. This will take a step as I go through here. So really, this is something I should have done right at the beginning, and I forgot, unfortunately. I doubt I can open the garage from the outside. Root cellar. Rooms in your house are more likely to contain dig spots. Shelter. Shelter protects you from the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms. Man, I should have done that before the dark room. This sounds cool, and also I'm just curious what's down here. So, gotta go check it out. Yeah, this is very interesting. It's a cool concept. Oh my god. Okay, so this is a lot. Remain where you are for now. Given that the red guard is due tomorrow, we've agreed with your plan and have disabled remote access to the other terminals and have sealed the network mainframe. Regardless of the danger, I am still not willing to risk removing Shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. I bet Shelter is the password. Our best bet is to sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. Or maybe Shelter just refers to this area. So, the note said that there are 2 terminals. One in the security room, one in the laboratory, but this is another terminal, which is 3 terminals. Welcome to Mount Holly Bomb Shelter. Oh god. Time lock safe. The shelter's time lock safe can be accessed by setting an unlock date and time. You can use any date and time as long as it's at least 1 hour in the future. Once unlocked, the time safe will remain open for 4 hours. Set unlock date? Oh god damn it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something mentioned November. There was a note about November. I'm going to put the date to November 5th. I feel like was something. Must be at least 1 hour in advance. I don't know what time it is. How about noon? We'll see. We'll see. Radiation monitor. A measurement of the radiation levels detected in the house and surrounding grounds. These readings are often spiked by the experiments conducted in Mount Holly's laboratory. Interesting. If the reading is 12 USV or higher, emergency protocol will initiate and all doors in the house will automatically unlock. So I wonder if there's some way I can, like, There must be some way that I can spike the radiation, get some item or something. Shelter. Also, I didn't realize that caps were involved in this, so I'm going to try Sinclair. In all caps. Never mind. I'm out of ideas. So, to unlock the time-sensitive safe, really, that's a game of figure out what day it is, and that's why the clocks are important. Because I'm on day whatever, and if I can... Let me try one more time while I'm here. I recall the date November 5th. That might be wrong, but there was a note talking about the death, which gave a date. And if I'm on day, like, 7 right now, then that would put me at, like... Am I on day 6, maybe? Let's try this. I doubt I'll get it quite right, but I think I know how to approach this puzzle now. Now, something else I want to check, and I don't know if this is going to consume my steps or not. We'll find out in just a second. Oh, never mind. It's just not there. There's normally a board that lets you across. It's not there. This will be 33. Right now, I am on day 7. Yeah. There's no date listed there. Not shocking. Okay, so anyway, let me do some of these early rooms just to get some stuff. Right, a bedroom is just kind of a nothing. A corridor will force me to burn some steps as I work through, but it'll get me something else over there. 4 coins doesn't seem very useful to me right now. I don't see any keys on the ground. This will get me some keys. That's useful. $16. 5. 8. Ooh, a division. 3. Order of operations as we go out. 13 minus 3 is 10? Oh, I see. I was confused for a second, not because of the math, but because it only goes up to 20, and then I realized that it will come back down into range. So 13 minus 3 is 10, times 5 is 50, divided by 10 is 5. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't always get you actual keys. But hey, I'll take a key card. That's nice. Good thing I got the steps at the start. Coat checking could be useful. Spare room is useless if hand... I'm going to do a coat check and just store something for later. One idea would be to store the car keys and then just get them back when I already definitely have a garage. Because magnifying glasses, I almost always get a parlor, so that's pretty easy to get. I want to keep my silver key because right now I don't have any keys. I feel like, given the way this map is going, maybe the play is just to check the car keys. It's between the key card and the car keys. Let's do... I don't know. I'm just going to do car keys, whatever. If I get there and I fail, then... Yeah, see, like, it's not looking amazing. I guess I'm kind of moving that. Maybe that was dumb. Whatever. The choice is made. The choice is made. I still don't have a key to open that except for the silver key. I have enough steps. I'll just do this too. See if I can get some items out of it. And I've actually never been in a nursery, so worth coming in here just for that. I would not have actually entered normally and just reaped the benefit, but it makes sense to check this out. Hell yeah, 2 dice, okay. Is this the blue prince? Oh my god. No, it's the red prince. Oh, this is the book. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince always said. The prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the light or the swan in the snow. Of a swan in the snow. I can't read a children's book. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. By the way, I'm glancing around each page with the magnifying glass to see if I can see anything. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around. Nothing in there. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? A story he had read in the bath by the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. Read that in a sec. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color. The prince often said, oh, it's just the same book again. Okay. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. That was an award-winning book? Please. Cool illustrations. Cool that, like, this game was made and they made a little children's book for it. Is there anything else in here? Besides a sick, cool dragon? Not seeing anything else. Okay, well, back to it. So now, my goal is just head up to the dark room, which unfortunately I am no longer shielded from the negative effects of 3 rooms. Okay, so here's something, by the way. I mean, this isn't much of anything. This is just the time right now. But if I could find that room with the date again, then I could head back out and open the time safe. And the lights go off. Damn it. I really want to read this, actually. But I don't have a breaker room, so I just have to roll the dice here. I'll do the one with the gem requirement. Laundry room. Is my run seriously dead this early? Wow, that's really bad luck. And I have no currency to launder. That is some rotten luck. This survey costs 5 and will exchange all of your gems with all of your money at a 1-to-1 rate. Cool, so this just lets you swap keys around and stuff. You know what I could do actually is get a bunch of keys and open the chest at the start. I mean, it's not going to get me anywhere, but... Oh. Oh, I see you need money to do it. At all. Okay. That tracks. So I kind of got shafted on this run a little bit, didn't I? Good thing I checked my car keys, right? Let me go back to the spawn. I can get the magnifying glass again easily. That's fine. Let me see if I can open this with the silver key. I can't. Is there really nothing else? There's really nothing else. One last thing I'll do before I retire for the day I want to refresh my memory on the apple orchard. Which I thought was back over here. Maybe it's somewhere else. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, so it is a 4-digit code. Maybe it's a year. Maybe that's what it is. So very curious what's over there. Okay, well. Call it quitsies. East facing cottage. It makes sense. It's a cottage because it's a relatively small house. Kind of cool. There's an observatory there, and I actually had an observatory kind of in the middle. I'm having fun with this, but think I'm gonna be done for now, and then I'll continue this probably tomorrow. This is really intriguing. As I said, coming into this game, I knew absolutely nothing about it except that I had heard comparisons to like Obra Dinn and Outer Wilds and various puzzly type games, and that broadly speaking, this game has just been very highly recommended by a lot of people in the circles that I follow. So I didn't really have any expectations coming in, but I didn't expect this. That's a really, really interesting concept. It's kind of like roguelike elements, but still within the container of a fixed puzzle game. It's a very interesting combination. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night. I'll continue this sometime in the near future. See ya.